Alright, here's the video review for Transformers Evo Fusion. Legacy Evo Fusion. Legacy Evolution Evo Fusion. Transformers Animated Universe PROWL. Animated PROWL. In his motorcycle mode. And it's not a bad updated representation of his vehicle mode. A little iffy, but I mean, you know, it's a different design, visual design cue. I'm having trouble getting his, like I've been able to get this stuff to kind of lock into place down here. It looks like this is supposed to clip. This tabs in, and I can get it, all this stuff to lock together. I'm having a hard time getting these pieces right here to stay together. And I don't know if like this was supposed to be a tab that broke, or if it's just the molding, because it looks like the only tab that's supposed to hold this together is this tab on the lights. And it kind of does. I mean, like it stays together well enough, but I may put some floor polish on that tab just to see if I can't get this to stay together just a little bit better. People have said you got to adjust the elbows and the arms, and this one is a little off there. But I just have not been able to get those to stick together. Like I feel like there's a clip I'm missing here on the elbows. Functionally well enough, it looks fine. It's just I wish I could get that to peg together a little better. Anyway, he's a motorcycle. If you lift him up off the kickstand, he rolls. He does have a kickstand there, although sometimes his, got to make sure his shuriken is all the way folded up, or it will get caught. The tip of it will get caught there as it rolls forward. But yeah, rolls just fine. You see the little shuriken rotating on both sides, because he's got the same little wheel shuriken gimmick the original did. I don't know where my original's at. I know I got him out recently because I was showing off the samurai armor that I made for him again. I didn't make for him. I modified the samurai armor that came with Samurai PROWL to fit on the original PROWL because that was the best of both worlds. Anyway, I'll have to dig him up again. I know he's around somewhere. Actually, I think I know where it might be. Anyway, transformation from motorcycle mode. Come up here, unpeg this foot from the front of the motorcycle like that, and then go ahead and flip up the kickstand. The instructions show you flipping out the kickstand after all this is in place, and I highly recommend if you're going to use the kickstand, flip it out before you peg these panels and everything in, because it's such a pain to get up in there and you knock everything loose. So yeah, but anyway, panel comes loose. The panel pegs on here, and there's a slot in this shoulder that it should tab into, slot into. So make sure you're getting those all lined up. People thought maybe that was the issue with my arms, but I mean, like I did have everything pegged in rather than this was just. You can see it still is an issue, but anyway, flip those down, unpeg it and flip those down like that. Kind of bring this leg down, up and around like that. This comes down, bring the leg down, bring the foot forward over that hinge, rotate these both of the legs to face toward the front of the crotch, flip that up, go ahead and bring the arms out and around like that. And then from here, lift this up. This piece flip up. This whole assembly, I'll flip the handlebars up. And then take this whole chest assembly, bring that down like that, this hinge, and then keep rotating this all the way around to get these panels over the I'll get his head there out of the way. Panels, you want to have the legs like that so you can get the panels around. This should come further easy. This should be a lot easier to get this up out of here. I think his forehead is catching on the windscreen. The back of his head does have those little motorcycle dials there, which is kind of neat. Come on, you flip back up. There we go. Yeah, this should come further around. Like that. There we go. Bring this up, and then you can bring the chest all the way down like that, which brings these panels around to the back. Rotate his legs forward, bring these panels up, pop his head down. His back panels do sit a little higher on his back than I would like. I wish the handles ended up, I wish you could flip these around so they ended up underneath and tucked away instead of sticking up here, but whatever. But it's a nice kind of updated look for animated PROWL. I think it's a better update for PROWL than Bulkhead guy. I still like Bulkhead, the Voyager Bulkhead that came out in the first wave. But yeah, it's a nice looking PROWL. I dig it. He's got a ball joint at his head, and again, there's those motorcycle dials there on the back of his head. It's a double swivel shoulder, bicep swivel, hinge elbow, hinge at the wrist, but no rotation. Waist rotation, although this panel sits flat against the back. You can, if you want, just fold it up. It doesn't really look any more out of place up here. It does cover that screw cosmetically, but you could fold that up and make that part of the backpack and then give them free waist rotation. Although it does, as long as you're not putting your thumb on it like I was just doing or your finger on it, it will get out of the way as you rotate it. But you can flip that up. Dual hinge hips, thigh swivel, hinge knees obviously, and then you got a ball joint. The leg itself hinges around that wheel like the original did, and then a ball joint at the foot. Also, like I mentioned, he does have his little shuriken weapons that just pop off the wheel there, and then they have the same. You can twist them. You don't actually want to take these and force it. You want to grab the two halves and rotate it to bring the blades out. And then once that's done, you can put the blades. He's got skinny little hands. He can't hold. This hand actually has a regular 5mm peg. This hand has a skinny bit to put the blade in to hold it. Can his open hand hold the blade too, or does he specifically have a blade holding hand? Let's find out. Oh, yeah, so he's got a 5mm peg whole hand that can't hold the shuriken, and then he's got a thin bladed hand that can hold the shuriken. Didn't catch that when I was messing with him earlier because I was so excited to get him and transform him, I didn't actually play with the shuriken bits. I just plugged them right into his thighs and left him there. So yeah, he's a little on the smaller side, which is fine. Like I said, I like the colors. I like the look of him. I think if I had my druthers, I'd rather just have my original animated PROWL. But and I still do. I just don't have him out. But there he is with Bumblebee. Still taller than Bumblebee. But yeah. So there is Transformers Legacy Evolution Animated Universe PROWL. Found him today as well, and he's pretty cool.